Just a huge loss in confidence. But we open up on Nuke. We open up with Navi starting on the CT side.
We'll see how this matchup gets underway. Best of 3 to kick off the EWC. LXCB breaks open that vent and plays close in towards Squeaky Door. He's going to have a lot of presence coming towards him. KSerado newly resigned and will resign the life of LXCB. Imma falling down, Cello stepping out with it. JL missing shots in the rafters, still alive and eventually getting taken out by Skulls. Bit now left alone. It's a 1v4 total for Bit, and he has got one already locked in, but couldn't stop KSerado once he got those Julies in his hands. So a good start here for Furia.
Pressure that comes in that upper bomb site, and we'll see what Furia decides to attack. 3 Galils, 2 AK-47s. And Bid's gonna play behind the smoke and ramp, and that makes it so easy as they try and walk through. Beautiful double kill. Can't find Fallen, but damage is done. Information is passed over.
Wonderful can't really stick around and go for that fight either. Mollied back, he has to go up towards Heaven instead. So some ramp room space to play with now for Fury, and in particular Skulls, who can start to move into a position where he can maybe even start to flank on Wonderful. But so much time left in this round for Fury still.
Yeah, plenty of it. But they're looking for a reaction being a man down, and they're not getting it at the moment. They don't even really have a whole lot of utility, considering like how simple that kind of tactic felt of like coming through that smoke towards ramp room. They've used a lot of nades elsewhere to try and put a little bit of trickery into the round, and they're running low on it now. And this pause on the other side has given time for Navi to rotate a player down lower. Ima's going to be down there chilling. He's got smoke flash, waiting patiently. 50 seconds left for Furia to figure out how they want to close this round.
Fury creeping in towards Hell. That's Skulls within 45 seconds.
That shift from Wonderful might be a huge mistake.
They've made some space now off the back of that, and that does allow Furia back into this, but Wonderful starting to realize that possibility coming back. Looked like the perfect time, but he gets taken out by Skulls. And Furia with 30 seconds left, now even these numbers out at 3. But they're thinking about that lower bomb site. And if they come here, they've got to deal with Imma. And the Romanian, he's just waiting to strike, realizes he has to drop down into that lower bomb site. 19 seconds, he's inside the darkness. They still have to try and check him. They've got an idea, and they deal with him. 13 seconds left now for Furia. Bomb plant coming through in that smoke, but JL with a headshot might have just sealed the deal here for Navi. Yuri sticking to that plant again, has enough time, but JL does it again. It's Skull's life with no time left, and now he needs to stay alive. He can't go down after the time, otherwise $1,000 in the bank, and JL does
the map that I want you to take, and you get your kind of freedom to do that how you'd like.
Feels like that would require a lot of trust though, right? And with a new roster, maybe that'll take some time to build up that trust as time goes on.
New roster, but he's been playing with them for quite some time, and
That's
obviously
true.
At this point, if he hasn't built trust in KSerado, Yuri, and Cello, then there's other issues at play here.
True. And I'm sure Skulls is going to be happy speaking Portuguese again after his short stint in Liquid.
I mean, as more information has just seemingly come out and more kind of conversation around that kind of Liquid lineup, I think more than anything, Skulls is probably just happy to be out of such an environment, right? It's not even the Portuguese, although certainly that helps. It's just like within a team that isn't as dysfunctional as the Liquid roster was.
Yeah, well, Bit has just been spotted thanks to the shadows, so they're very aware of his close position here. They're going to try and clear him, but dealing with Bit is another problem altogether. Bit on the double, and now he has JL to act as a distraction as Bit cleans up 3 with a FAMAS. That is the only weapon worth talking about for Navi, and finally it is stopped by KSerado, but there's 55 seconds left in this round. Navi, unfortunately, only have 3 USPs left, but we've seen stranger things happen, and Wonderful's position is so strong. They just walk right into it.
Yeah, there's no way to clear that. These USPs, weaker weapons, but they've got all the time in the world to slide into awkward spots. And now an M4 picked up. KSerado in a 1v3, and he's going to miss the timing on Wonderful's change of position.
He's got the bomb on his back, but he's only got 30 seconds left in this round. He's worried that Wonderful could still be positioned towards the back of the garage, but he is repositioned intelligently so. Now KSerado with 19 seconds remaining on that clock starts to come in towards this upper bomb site.
And you're going to have to take risks. Like, you're just going to have to make an educated guess. He probably thinks that somebody's pushed in towards lobby, might choose to plant backside, which would obviously make things really easy for Wonderful. And there's the peek, there's the kill, and Navi stay on the board with the second round.
This would now be Navi heading into the lead to kick off Nuke. It was oh so long ago that we found ourselves looking at the veto on the desk. The veto is Nuke, which was Furia's map pick up first, then Mirage, which is the pick of Navi, and Dust 2 to decide if we need it.
Oh, that could be spicy.
That could be real
A little
spicy.
Dust 2 decider. I'm into it. Gets a little weird. Good job from Bit. And this is just a shooting gallery. He gets to essentially deathmatch behind this box. So much safety against pistols with no utility. Pulls out a Tech 9 of his own. Nice and easy. All the advantages. Good round from Bit with a quad kill. And that's Navi taking the...
Finished the last season with a final at the Blast Spring Finals. I think that was kind of their best result outside of the major, wasn't it? It was just getting to another final and finishing on somewhat of a strong note.
After the major win, I mean, the whole conversation around the Fluke win, if they can repeat that kind of success, I know it had to have been getting to them. Good find from K-Serrata on the smoke. And I think that kind of final at Blast in London, despite not winning it, was sort of like, okay, yeah, we still can reach these levels. We can still hit this peak.
Well, JL's timing, as he takes a few steps back, he would have got a kill free onto Skulls. But timing has worked out perfectly here for the Brazilian. Now he's got a bit of a gap to play with. K-Serrata down lower, that's a problem you have to worry about for Navi's defense. It's not a comfortable round here for the CTs.
Skulls is in the lurk position for Furia.
A lot of noise inside of the studio today. Plenty of action going on across multiple streams, and JL streaming his way in behind, still hasn't detected Skulls, who is just waiting ever so patiently.
And he's calling lobby clear right now, which is super dangerous for Alexi B inside the bomb site.
Wonderful, picks off another. It's Yuri that goes down, and Skulls will activate onto Alexi B. Bit falls in turn. And now Furia with 40 seconds left. They've got a player advantage, but they've got to get that bomb down into the site. JL descends down the vent and will fall to Fallen, who now puts that bomb down on the A site. Wonderful, despite getting 2 kills out of this round, is unable to turn the tide in favor of Navi.
And they know his position. Took that shot at K-Serrata, so now they know exactly where he is. They know exactly the timing and what position his next piece of aggression could come from. So there's really no chance of him and no real reason for him to go for this. He's got to just kind of find that kill on Fallen. He's trying to take the op away and back off towards CT spawn, preserve the weapon. Good round from Furia going up and down through the vents. And Navi's defense, the fact that JL never spots Skulls.
That's
like
heartbreaking.
The timing on the move, but also going to squeaky door instead of clearing hut. Like, you know, you'd make that other decision. You find Skulls, free kill. Alexi's alive. You probably rotate down and win the round. But the fact they could never find that lobby lurk made it so difficult for Furia. Or for Navi, excuse me.
Yeah, the information they were piecing together wasn't exactly the correct information.
Because look at that kill from Fallen. He's got the bomb. Like, if he goes down in vents, that's a really difficult round for Furia all of a sudden. But JL's just like, from Furia throughout this half so far, is willing to be patient, willing to not make a hard decision on where they want to end immediately, take their time in finding that final play.
A ramp play for Furia. They go right through that smoke, and it's been one hell of a start to the World Cup for Bit, who has been detected so often towards ramp.
I would wonder if this is something they have in research of like a play they want to call, of noticing, you know, Navi sometimes leaves this empty. Let's see if we can test it, because twice walking through that smoke.
And K-Serrata just assassinating the upper bomb site. Alexi B and Emma go down. JL stepping up. Bit has to double up and does exactly that through the control room window. Despite not starting the round at ramp, Bit is still able to deliver impact, defending this lower bomb site. Running out of ammo in that primary weapon. Switches out to the pistol. Couldn't finish off the job, but perhaps that will fall instead to JL. Yuri low on health. That smoke makes it uncomfortable for JL, but he moves into strong position. That gap in the smoke, it looks tantalizing for JL, and he's going to catch the perfect timing, leaving it all on Fallen. The Professor goes down to JL, and it is a 5-4 scoreline as Navi take a small lead thanks to Bit. Solid opening map here for Navi and Furia. Wonderful going out towards red. Some aggression this time for Wonderful, and he isn't stopping. That flash could be effective, but he dodges it. He sees it long enough to get away with it. And Wonderful is looking to be an absolute nuisance here for Fury, but they've dodged him. They've taken a pathway that allows them to get into secret, and they've traded positioning. Wonderful starts to think about this possibility. He's not seeing anybody until that smoke fades away. He takes out Yuri, goes back to cover off Cello, and it's very effective for Wonderful to kick off this round. It puts Furia down to just 3 players. And this could end up, well, it should be 7-5 now for Navi.
And yeah, you can see they were trying to pinch into this upper bomb site, right? They were trying to wait for this smoke to fade over towards door and be able to attack into it with a pinch from Mini, but that ain't happening anymore. And Fallen's off. Not a great weapon to try and find an opening towards this upper site. Spots a leg, has information. There's Wonderful for a 1-for-1, but on top, this defense is way too strong.
Kesrado left alone, but Bit will crush him. What a strong performance from Wonderful in Bit, and it leads Navi very close to Farah. And I'm really enjoying the Counter-Strike we're seeing out of the break here, Jason.
Honestly, it feels almost like lucky that Navi have a 2-round lead, considering some of the mistakes and some of the disorganization. It felt like I was watching, and I think if we talk to the Navi guys after the series and ask them about Nuke, like, yeah, CT side, we played like absolute crap. We were not on the same page, but look, they still come out with the lead, and now they get to test their offense into the Furia defense.
Well, speaking of tests, Cello has one right now, and he does not pass. He gets absolutely destroyed by Wonderful.
But give him like a phone a friend, right? Get someone like
help.
Anyone.
Yeah, unfortunately for Cello, he's left out to dry. And it is very hot here in Riyadh. It's going to be Fallen taking Alexa B out of that with grenade. It lands perfectly. Numbers evened out again. Navi in this post plant looking to defend the onslaught of CTs, looking to try and retake this.
Ooh.
One Skulls goes out Decon and is decapitated. Is JL with that big headshot. Wonderful gone. Yuri following up. And a 2v3 here for Navi. Suddenly down to just Imma and Bit to close this one out.
No
and
kit.
there's time, but yeah, it is starting to tick. And that big headshot from Bit is certainly going to help matters here for Navi, because they are just absolute nuisances at this point. Imma get back in, gets around the corner, and time is now ticking. 2-5 for Kesrado to win this round. Navi will take themselves the pistol to kick off this second half.
Yeah, really good start. Really well done on the pistol. Nobody who's able to really keep up and match with Bit, who's got 19 kills. Wonderful's got 17. Those two guys, as a pairing, are just decimating you. 4-round deficit, and Furia's getting aggressive towards ramp room.
Oh, Cello inside of that smoke, very close to JL. He'll be able to smell his perfume at this point. From Fallen, ready to fire the flash in. That should activate Cello. Good flash in back. JL completely blinded, but Cello took a little longer than expected to take that kill. JL started to become unblinded by the time his opportunity presented itself. So 5v4, Navi crossing extra players outside. And that deconstruction of the smoke is only temporary, so Navi able to cross behind it safely now, getting towards Secret, dodging the spam, and safely making their way through.
I really like that setup that they did with Cello getting aggressive and Fallen flashing for him from deep, because they don't have a lot of nades in utility. So making a play with what utility you do have, and it's giving you an advantage here. Really, really cool way to set that up. And now we have Navi just kind of lurking through Secret at the moment. Furia's pretty stagnant on the map. Fallen's coming down from ramp room to kind of peek towards lower. You've got Cello down there as well. Cello's only got 2 kills at the moment. Didn't notice that one of them in this round. But he's got a chance to add a few more to the tally as 3 Navi members circle his location.
Yeah, for the first time on this game, we've got Cello looking to say hello. He's got himself a kill on Wonderful. Big round from Cello. You'll get an important double. Most of his teammates need to step up, but Navi coming out, swinging and fighting, and getting into that lower bomb site. His numbers are now evened out with just enough time to put that bomb down comfortably and get away. Bit follows up with a headshot on Yuri, and Furia, this is a disastrous round for them. They were in a powerful position, but it just stopped working out. And Navi are now looking to reach double figures on the scoreboard as the desperate lead back in is cancelled because Kesrado and Skulls realize they can't win this one.
I think it's a horrible defensive setup in the lower bomb site, or maybe just protocols and how you react to it. Cello obviously kind of struggled a little bit on top of that silo to connect with a kill, does get one. I think Fallen is way too committed to being like a hardcore teammate and supportive teammate. Out in the open, you've got 2-3 choke points. You've got to worry about the window and the doors on control side, decon as well. And Fallen just gets completely caught with no ability to have an impact. And that is, as you said, a disaster for Furia.
And they could have crawled out.
All right, well, now we got to do it the hard way. Pistols and an MP9 on Cello.
It's a half investment. Fury leaving money for the next round. They get a full buy. They can keep a couple of these Navi players modest. Imma is going to make his way towards Secret. If he would continue, there are 2 players on this lower side of the map waiting for him. It's Yuri and Cello looking to combine. But Imma has pumped the brakes because the next action from Navi is taking ramp control, and they are doing so silently and undetected by any players of Fury because there's no one here. They found a great amount of space.
There's no one here, but there is a double setup downstairs. Kind of a very similar setup to what ruined Furia attacking Secret earlier when Bit had that save from Moss and got a triple kill with it. You have a similar kind of exchange here. Cello with an MP9, Yuri waiting to bait after that first contact. But Navi's just going elsewhere. They're not going to fall into the trap. Ima's there kind of slowly probing into it, but he can take his time because the main thrust of this is coming from ramp room.
He's taking his time.
And they're just being quiet the whole way. Navi's not giving up any information. Ima's going to find it at this point.
Oh, Cello's head just ducks down, spots out Ima. He was very aware of the possibility of a second player being in that position. Now Wonderful opens those double doors, tries to get that kill in towards the back of the doorway. Cello doing a good job at staying alive, but now time is a factor for Navi to consider. So they put that bomb down. Now the pressure is completely on Furia to pull this one back. And so far, so good. 2 kills, pulled back. They're charging down Ima. They trade him out eventually. It's now JL and Bit, sure, with better weapons, but those AKs, they've been picked up off the floor. And the spoils of war may work in favor here for Furia. Lack of kit is a problem.
It's done.
And they are locked out by that smoke. They have a grenade to blow it open, but they need this kill on JL, and he holds down just one. Bit now in a position at control room where he can take out the ramp player, and he's in a very good spot to try and deny the defuse. They're going to stick it, but the time is gone, and Bit has won this, just staying alive for Navi.
I was going to say, it's planted backside. That could actually get a little bit sketchy, but no kid. Probably didn't have time for it. It's been 4 rounds straight.
And now the money for Navi is back down to pistols again. A little bit of utility here, blowing open that door. It's Squeaky as Bit, and he's starting his charge down towards ramp. And Bit's obviously cooled down a bit here on the T side as well. Cello heating up. He might have a lot of players coming towards him in a few moments. Ramp is certainly the objective for Navi. Cello, not with that secondary sniper. He's got the AK this time, and that is the better weapon to stop this ramp push as they're coming in, but the flash is so good. Fallen's got that quick rotate to try and help, and what a shot from JL. That deagle rips right through Fallen, and Cello, how good is he? Can he hold this? JL, he's the first to peek, and no one else following up, so Cello is able to get away with it.
A little bit of trickery, breaks the glass, repositions, stays close up. Man, I remember a JL deagle. That's nasty onto Fallen. And now they can pause and wait over in ramp room. The problem that they have to find is, like, it's so restricting to feel like you have to go underneath heaven, play from hell, but also you don't have the utility for control side doors, nothing for control side windows, but you do have the AWP in Wonderful's hands. And that can be just as good as a smoke.
He's clearing so many strong positions at the moment. They can just post him up. But Cello's peek through the control room. They know exactly where he is, but he is still dishing out death. And Cello finally taken out by Alexis B's Deeg. They're coming to try and respond to this one, Furia. Trying to get back into the side. Has to be a retake now, and they have got kits, but they haven't got utility. There's 2 flashes left. That's all they've got.
Skulls need to be patient, wait for his teammates to arrive. Waiting on the stairs, they both come down vents, but look at this trap set up. That door's gonna spring open on Wonderful shot.
Wonderful, misses the shot, door swings open. Bit gets the double with the tech. And it is Furia to collapse to pistols. Navi find map point on Nuke. To get the job done if he's playing towards ramp. It's like he's switching between, there's an M4 down as well, so obviously they've invested everything into this. If he needs to go back and switch out to that M4, that's a possibility.
Really haven't seen Navi test the upper bomb site directly throughout this half. A lot of it has been trying to wheel around through mini, taking control of outside. A lot of it has been attacking towards ramp room. Upper's been able to kind of chill those defenders, but I think that's not going to be the case in this final round. Let's see if Navi can catch Furia maybe snoozing of saying, they're not really attacking upper, we can take a resource away from that. 3 players outside at the moment for Furia. Caserado just slides back in through mini towards vent. 1 player up in the rafters, that's Skulls. And Fallen is here now. So they've seen no presence on the extremities and they're thinking something's up.
They're probably going to be thinking the same thing you were about the fact that Navi haven't directly tested this upper bomb site. So they're starting to get information with that push forward. This is a weird, I don't see this every day, Jason.
They've created this timing though. They just jumped utility to delay at the upper bomb site. Fallen's in trouble, he's got the first.
Yeah, close shot, sure, but now they're going to be running into the secondary AWP. And Cello this time impales Alexi B. But Navi, that's the bomb down. 34 seconds, fire tickles the feet of Cello, and he needs to get out of there. 30 seconds for Navi to decide where they want to go with this one, and whether or not this is overtime or it is victory for Navi on map 1.
And Yuri's already dropped down below, so they have both bomb sites covered. Caserado at upper, Yuri on lower, and Cello is going to be here in support.
Yeah, from heaven to hell, he'll snipe away. Kesserado staying at the back of the bomb site, unable to get a single kill, and Cello topples at heaven. It is Yuri in a 1v3, and he has to retake this site, and they know he's likely coming from that lower bomb site. Wonderful takes his head off, and Navi start off their affair here at the Esports. Too hot, Jason. It is deadly laser, as some might say. Is Navi on the T side, Furia on the CT side of Mirage. And the squad of Navi gathering up outside of the B-bomb side is Cello lining away. Again, we're going to say Cello a lot, I think.
Poor Navi came in today and they're like, we're gonna ruin Cello's afternoon. We're just going to ruin his whole experience. Coming right at him at the B-bomb site, shot in the face right in the first second, and then cleaned up, and that's the B-bomb site loss. Hey, that's the pistol run done.
Yeah, it was pretty quick, wasn't it? Yeah. Is that the kind of CS you were hoping for?
That's it. That's it.
Now
right
you can
here.
lie back. You can enjoy. There is a Furia player hanging around. It's Skulls, but he's not spotting too much. So
no, they've made the save call. They're like, you have two pieces of armor. Okay, wait,
nope, they haven't
not.
quite yet. There's a kit on Fallen and a smoke too, so they want to go for this. Bit goes aggressive. Skulls, if he had hit that flick, then Furia right back into it. But now it seems unlikely, but Fallen keeps proving us wrong with every step forward. Smoke inside of the site.
No
Defuse being
way.
stuck. Fallen holding it all the way, but a last second knife from Bit. Make it a double. And that is Navi with the pistol. We got the fun Counter-Strike. Pimp was waiting
to hit and had a couple impactful rounds, getting aggressive and making plays with the AWP. But yeah, the lack of armor is going to be a bit of a question. Let's see what he can do with it. Smoke up in towards window. Plumes before he's ready. He'll set his teammates up. Deep Molotov, and Keserado's going to play aggressively in con. He's got Yuri on the other side on catwalk for a crossfire in mid.
Fallen peeking down into ramp, was down close to landing that shot, but JL able to get away with it. Now shoulder spotted. Wonderful doesn't move. He doesn't take a move because he didn't realize he got spotted. And so Fallen just takes him out quite easily. And that is a player advantage off the back of that glass cannon.
I'm wondering if Wonderful was even able to see Fallen on his screen with that kind of creepy crawl out like that. Fallen's able to get a freebie. Aggression on ramp with the op, though, is a trademark Fallen play. And he's going to keep it up. Little awkward inside this smoke.
Here's a Palace play finally coming out for Bit. He realizes his teammates feel rather uncomfortable, particularly Alexi B, but he's going to try and crunch with Imma as he tries to sandwich Kesserado and Fallen into two players. Imma sweeps both under the rug. It's now Navi a player ahead with 49 seconds left.
What a good timing for Imma to hit coming up con. And you could see too, you talked about Navi feeling a little uncomfortable. Fallen as well felt really uncomfortable with the op close up at that bomb site, playing on the balcony, close up and ramp inside the smoke. And as he's backing away in transition, Imma's just able to get a nice, easy double kill and then clean it up. 3-0 with Bit's headshots in the first like full buy round, I guess you'd call it. Two ops, Cello and Fallen once again. Cello will have that over towards the B bomb site. Fallen again working his way through the window room, this time jumping towards catwalk, and he's got his first.
Nice shot from Fallen. Alexi B to trade it on Kesserado instantly, but that double up setup, it is working out this time. Cello up to the apartments, takes out JL, evicts him from his home. And we're looking at a 3v3 with Fallen primed for a jump up if Alexi B is to climb, but that smoke can't last forever, and Fallen will be exposed to multiple different angles if he stays here, so.
It looks like they're going to stick with their plan of going to the B bomb site. They were trying to execute a very fast split, but obviously both ops slowed that right down. But the bomb is coming back into halls, and Alexi's been patient this whole time.
Yeah, patience pays off. Fallen walks right into him. 5 seconds left. Navi off the back of that now have a player advantage and a full minute on the clock, and no one inside of that B-bomb site.
And Skulls hasn't budged from his aggressive position over in Palace, so they're going to have to essentially save this. Unless Cello works up the courage to get into market and see if he can get one pick.
He's already moving his way over towards this A site. So that's it. That's 5 in a row for Navi.
That's so painful considering the success of the ops. Fallen gets the opening kill. Cello adds a kill onto it in B halls as they try and pull off the split. It's Alexi B to create all the opportunities in middle. Got the trade on the first kill, and then eventually would find a way to open things up as Fallen goes for a repeak.
It feels like this is just spiraled out of control for Furia really quickly. I mean, Yuri probably doesn't feel like he's even got a real start here. Mirage is 0-5, and a real tough time, and you're already nearly halfway through this first half, so it's getting into dangerous territory for Furia, one where you might expect a timeout to come soon. They don't have their old coach standing behind them in Query. They have instead Sid behind them at the moment, and this is his first ever match as coach. recorded on HLTV.
First ever match of Skulls playing in the roster as well. It's such a long distance to walk before you can find what you want. Furia still got money to keep replenishing behind some of these saved weapons. Back into a double up setup.
FlyQuest back in the middle. On the edge of that top mid smoke, trying to spot anybody out in towards lower. Grenade blast open, but Kesserado somewhat mastered playing aggressive and being a nuisance and underpass. Catches the perfect timing and jumps up and down, dodge any bullets that might head towards his toes. But FlyQuest slinks his way up through connector, and look at this timing for the in-game leader. FlyQuest to drop Fallen. Now eyes on the prize of Yuri, but he'll stand tall, he'll stand strong, and he'll turn back for JL. So a 2v2 off the back of Yuri finally arriving to Mirage.
Oh, those flames might have hidden Ima's jump up in towards window. Cello can't see him around that wall. You can see the other player, Yuri, just kind of waiting. So they have an indication he's in this position. Ima's frozen, but now Wonderful's going to get involved in the action.
Yeah, he has to. He has to make the next move. Ima is stuck in this spot for the time being, and Wonderful is absolutely making that next move. Timing works against him on that pick on Cello, but will he detect the player at stairs? Certainly he will. Yuri falls off the bottom, and now it's just Cello trying to make this clutch happen. Running through the fire, running right into Ima. And the patience pays off as Navi takes 7 rounds in a row.
This is the second time we've...
That will come in the next round.
Furious kills are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's pretty cool. That's something.
Not anymore.
Yeah, I'm glad you got that line out just before that D.
It was great while it lasted, you know?
That was the shining light for Furia. Now dimmed, of course, as JL comes around, takes out Fallen. Skulls has been grenaded towards default. And Navi now looking at 9. Gets Rado. A chance of that deagle. Couldn't quite get a second kill out of it. He'll slip into connector behind the cover of the smoke. And Navi staying composed, staying disciplined even in a round like this. They don't want to let any of these go in the first half. To think how this half started with an unlikely retake attempt coming down to a last second knife
so
from
close.
Bit.
Right, double knife from Bit at the last second.
Now Kesserado gets another deke out of it, but it's cleaned out for the rest of Navi, and it is 9 rounds in a row.
Yeah, they're looking real.
Always get excited about cool deagle shots.
That's why you're play-by-play.
3 smokes in mid already for Navi. 1 in towards connector, 1 top mid, and 1 towards window. Standard execute of smokes into mid, but it does only leave them with 2 smokes for the rest of the round here.
But just also like some similar like utility constantly in middle from Navi, but different pacings, different numbers, different kind of sense and attitude around the way they attack into that part of the map. Now they've just kind of set Alexi up to lurk, and they're probably in their heads thinking that Furia, based off how this half has gone, Furia is probably saying, okay, they have mid control, there's 2 or 3 there. It's actually only 1.
And Navi doing a good job at...
Because look at how the defense is set up for Furia. You've got 1 towards jungle, 1 towards stairs, 1 towards catwalk. You're kind of designed to prevent anyone from getting up con, getting up catwalk from middle. But that's not where the main thrust of Navi's attack was positioned, at least at that moment.
But now they start to readjust their thrust. And they're going in towards middle instead. So smoke through a bit to head his way out. That's their 4th used up here towards mid. And Navi showing that they can make a couple of different dishes out of the same ingredients, and now they're thinking about this B finish, as Cello is often good for just 1 here and then drop off. That's all he's got to do, and then rely on Yuri to come and help him from short. So Cello has to peel away with 1. Absolutely nails the kill on Bit, but then re-peeks unnecessarily, and that is going to give those kills back to Navi in an instant. Yeah, that re-peek can't happen. That's a disaster. That's the losing play, because Yuri then gets limited in how he can play the situation. That re-peek costs Furia so much. He's right back into this one. 9 seconds, limited time here for Navi to get that ball down, and Kesserado from the depths of hell tries to pull them out of it, but can't quite get the job done at the end. Oh my God, that was...
Trying to prove that they can repeat that level they reached at the majors, like if they actually can, like
I love it.
You add like a new team into the mix that's contending for trophies, and this gets real spicy. And I mean, let's not actually go too crazy on it. I want to kind of temper that a little bit. I mean, it is Furia, right? Like this is a team that we don't expect to be able to contend and challenge for trophies. So,
roster.
Yeah, this is very much could be an element of their helping make Navi look good, but
I mean, they are playing
at some
really
point,
well.
you just got to appreciate that Navi is looking good.
Well, that certainly looked good. Wonderful, lovely transfer. Stays composed. Kesrado's had a statement that would be over Furia here on the second map of Mirage. This is kind of it now for Furia. Just save the embarrassment with 13-0.
This could be quick.
It very much could be.
We could be looking at a goose egg at the end of the day.
It's not a golden one, and Bit is waiting up on top of Ticket. Punches his way through nothing. In fact, just error punches the whole time. And smoke goes down. It's a little bit of extra cover for Bit to work with. Imma takes out Cello quite swiftly. Kesrado's doing everything he can here for Furia, but he's now gone. It's back and forth. This time Navi ahead on players, and the bomb not down for Furia, but they've evened out those numbers at 2v2, and the last two remaining Navi players are actually very low on health. Imma on 46, JL on 11, and it looks good now for Furia. This surely is their first round.
Oh, Yuri's getting tickled through that box with the USP. It's not doing a whole lot of damage. Tagged twice, down to 86 HP. That's not going to be super efficient. So, Navi, how do they get back into this? Imma and JL starting to move forward just now.
Oh,
that's one way to do it.
Oh my god, there's time for this as well. Yuri looking to step up and save the disaster of a 13-0 loss. There's the first kill in the seconds. Quick from Yuri. It is for getting the pistol and at least finding one.
Yeah.
How is Elise 27 still? Like, how is he that young?
Dude, the Twist age is the one that blows my mind. He's what, 23, 24 now, Twist? But he's
Surely like 24.
He joined Liquid, I think, in like 2017.
24.
Yeah. That's crazy to think about how long he's been competing at the top, and he's still there. Elige as well, you're right. Plenty of years left in that career.
Well, maybe more left in this game than we thought. JL stopped Cello. That smoke isn't good, but it's working out kind of both ways. As Fallen takes JL out of the equation. Kesrado trading. It's very effective trading here from Furia. They're keeping themselves ahead, keeping their heads above water. And Imma in behind Ticket swings out to remove Fallen. And Fury yet to put the bomb down. It's getting a little more uncomfortable at this point. Imma creating an extra piece of cover. He can now reposition out to the left side of triple, and this is a really cool move from Imma. Now, bomb plant is in, but will Kesrado get away with his life? He has nowhere to go apart from dropping in behind Firebox, and Imma has to be aware of that. Wins the duel against Kesrado, and now it's all down to Skulls. The new Panther in Furia steps up at least with another round here, and this game keeps on going.
Up in the hands of Wonderful. Best buy that Navi's had so far on this CT side.
Wonderful. Smoke was up, so he can really get a chance to open up that. Okay. Oh, sure. Unlucky for Imma. Alexibi is looking for one of his own back as they're about to charge in towards him. They line up, and that's the bomb. He's calling him to come on over. Get to this B-bomb site right now. And it's JL that will be the next to be tested. He does some damage, but he can't get the kill as Fallen stays in the fight. And so do Furia, as now they're up in a 3 versus 2. Looking to try and leap onto the bomb site for a plant.
Yuri can be an easy cleanup, though, so Kesrado and Fallen make sure they don't do anything silly. Yeah, nice nade, blowing open, breaking the smoke.
Wonderful.
If you don't get a kill on this first glance in these next, like, 5-6 seconds, just time to bail. Save the AWP.
There's 5.
That's a quick 5. It might have been, like, 3. But, yeah, same result. 12-5. Okay. Oh, I see. Again, you did it. You just snuck it in.
The baseline is being completed for Furia. And it does feel like they're actually getting some form on the T side. It actually makes me feel sad for them now they didn't get any rounds on CT side, because there might have been something here for them. There might have been just a little bit of something.
Yeah, I mean, look, I mean, you're not wrong in that regard. You've all of a sudden starting to put together a T side that's looking like you can do some damage with it. It's just unfortunate you've gave yourself literally 0 runway to work with. And you know, that's the essence of my issue with this.
And a Mac 10 for Cello. Is there any speed behind this one for Cello? Yuri's out mid, the rest of the squad at B. Wonderful is committed into lower with his AWP, and he gets away with it. He actually gets away with that kill on Kesrado.
Then you have danger behind it. You have MP9 on
Alexi. MP9 versus Mac 10 action. SMG is getting up inside of this B-bomb site, and Mac 10 wins. Deagle comes in. Oh, JL, what a shot on the second. And JL still going, finally burned away by Fallen. Burnt to a crisp, and it might just be 5 rounds. All she wrote here for Furia, 2 versus 3 in the post plant. Bit coming back in from short. He's got that MP9 at range, and that AK wins every time. Bit is down, and the numbers now evened out, but Wonderful makes sure that that's short-lived, and it's all on Fallen. The Godfather himself, getting spotted at the back of the site. Half his health gone, and Wonderful will collapse upon him. Navi with a 2-0 victory over Furia to open.